Okay. What's up, everybody? My name is Ray Taylor, and this is the early retirement vlog. I am recording the back of my van, aka mobile studio, in a parking lot somewhere out in Indio. I'm across the street from a Dollar Tree and a Smart and Final. So in this episode, I'm going to be very distracted and all of that stuff. So let me fill everybody in on what's going on. I recorded an episode in La Quinta Inn on my way from Denver to the desert, and I did not release it. Um, I may put it up as a special episode on Patreon, and I may need to edit it. I don't know. I think I was still a little fresh, a little raw from just the emotions of moving. So, yeah. So I don't know. It's not something that I will probably be putting out in the main feed anyway. Um, but yeah, for those that are new to the podcast, early retirement podcast, this is kind of where I discuss almost pretty much whatever I want to discuss, but I quit my. It's basically I'm documenting my time after leaving the day job. So I used to work at Costco for 13 years. Um, Management changed over a few times, and at the end it was one of the most ridiculous situations in my life. So I started planning. Took about a year or two. Um, but yeah, I sold my condo, left my job in San Diego, and decided to move to Denver with Keith Spurlock because the project at the time, the Inspired Disorder podcast, we were going to go put all of our energy into that. Keith wanted to leave Ohio at the time. I couldn't afford to stay in Southern California, so I thought Denver would be a great place to go. I apologize for the audio. I'm not using a pop filter for this microphone, so I'll just have to get used to it, or maybe find a different mic to use. But yeah, so I what was I saying? So Denver. So we went there 2 years. A lot of things happened in those 2 years, which basically it wasn't sustainable, and so I needed to find a new thing to do, place to go. So now I'm living with a friend of mine that I've known. She was my manager at a movie theater that I worked at when I was a projectionist, back after high school, early 20s. So she's best friend. She's basically the closest thing I have to family. I consider her a sister. So I'm living with her, her boyfriend, and their kid. And they've been together for like 15 years or something, some ridiculous amount of time. Uh, but so I'm living with them, and their kid is now 4, I think. 4, maybe just turned 4, about to turn 5. I don't know, somewhere around there. Um, and I'm sleeping in a converted garage. That's my friend's office. So it's a detached garage, so that's kind of nice. Although the restroom is inside the house, so it is a bit of a walk. Like, planning my bowel movements has become something that I've started paying attention to. Because I don't want to. I don't know. I've always before. before Denver, I had always had like 2 bathrooms in my place. I've always had like the master bedroom, so I always had the master bath. Um, but then Denver, Keith and I shared a bathroom, but it was still like, I just go whenever I want, and usually people walking through the parking lot. So I never really had to think about how much I go to the bathroom or whatever. But super no, or how late or how early in the morning. Um, so it's kind of weird. That's kind of weird. It's a little bit of adjustment, but I've got a nice little section of the garage or the office that I can have my little twin mattress and my tables to do artwork and design work on the laptop. But it's a cool little setup. I got here towards the tail end of the heat. I got here mid-October, and it was still in the hundreds. So a little warm. Not the greatest air circulation in the garage, but a little warm. Some nights just horrible sleep. Just not used to the sustained heat. But it's starting to cool off. Today it's in the 80s or just low 80s, high 70s. So it's really nice outside. But I'm in my van with the air conditioning on. I wanted to. So the reason I'm in my van is because I could record in at my friend's place or at my place, but I'd have to wait until after the kid goes to sleep, just so I can ensure no interference or no interruptions. And I would have to wait till she's done with work, which that's something new. She works from home, so that's why she has a home office. But she starts work at like 7:30, 8 in the morning. So I've been getting used to getting up early. One, I usually get up early anyway because I have to take my morning piss, or morning shit. So getting up early, I mean, because the bathroom's inside the house, like when I wake up, I got to grab my keys because I got to unlock the front door, and then it's the one thing in the desert in the morning. It's super nice, super cool. It's like the perfect like cool weather in the morning in the desert. So getting up, walking in there. By the time I get into the bathroom, it's like I've walked a half a mile. So I'm kind of awake. I've gone back and just kind of laid down. I've taken naps a couple times. But yeah, I've been getting up early, which is nice. Take Izzy for a walk still. Kind of trying to keep similar schedules, just waking up. I wake up a lot earlier. But it's nice. I've been getting so much stuff done before noon, which in Denver I was waking up at noon pretty regularly, or at least getting out of bed at noon, officially waking up. So yeah, it's been a nice it's been kind of a nice different change getting up super early. Kind of slept in. I mean, she only works 5 days a week, so there's days where I'll be able to sleep in. But I just kind of getting used to going to sleep earlier so I can wake up earlier. But yeah, so it's been a fun adjustment dealing with the kid. Not that I have to deal with the kid, but it's like, it's just I'm never around children, let alone a family, that's, 2 parents that work and then the kid that's goes to preschool, and it's a new situation for me, in a lot of ways. So it is kind of an adjustment. It is nice though. Izzy loves it. It's the people that I got Izzy from, secondhand. It was a friend of theirs or a relative of theirs moved to Japan and needed somebody to take care of their dog. So Izzy is perfectly fine there, which is nice. And yeah, I don't know. So it's cooling off now, so it's really nice. It's just had the door open, been able to get my work done. But yeah, so that's kind of the desert life so far. Um, I'm kind of looking just to update on. I'm still doing, aside from Inspired Disorder podcast being the main focus, which it was in Denver. Um, no plans as of yet. I know Keith is. He's got an old job back, and he's kind of just getting his feet back under himself. I haven't really talked. We've gone back and forth online a couple times, but no mention, no talk of when we're bringing the podcast back or anything like that. I'm kind of just trying to get all of the things that I was doing before the move and before the realization of the move, where I kind of just unplugged from everything. I'm getting all of those things back on track. The Many Faces is starting back up. I had probably about 6 to 8 drawings already that I just hadn't shot and put up on the website yet. So those are starting back today, which is November 1st. They will be new ink, painting, or drawing will be released daily from now on, going back to the daily schedule with that. So that's something that's getting going. I'm getting this going again, which I would like to get. I kind of want to get a different camera, or just see if I could use one of my GoPros, maybe see what the battery life is on that, and just start recording some of these around the desert, just so I can have some like cool backdrops. I noticed the first place I went today, this is the second location. The first place I went, I realized that I wanted to just record inside the van like I am, open up a door, and then, use the backdrop or a side door or something like that. But it's too bright. Like, it's all blown out. If you look behind me, it's all blown out, so you can't see the parking lot behind me. Maybe saw a little bit of the car that just drove by. But, so that didn't work out. But if I get a camera, maybe I'll do that. So I'm looking to do some different things with the Early Retirement podcast, which is going to go once a week and then potentially twice a week. I have ideas for a bunch of episodes, so depending on how many I do today, maybe I'll drive somewhere else and record another one. You might start noticing that I'm wearing the same shirt in many episodes after back to back. Today I'm wearing my Thomas Fat shirt. But yeah, so that's coming back. I finally got, as far as freelance work, I haven't really booked anything yet. There's definitely one thing I noticed is, Palm Springs is a lot smaller, or the valley is like a lot smaller than like Denver or like LA or San Diego, where it's not as many people need professional work. So like voiceover, probably not going to get many voiceover things out here. I don't know how many people are doing their own product lines. I'm going to start emailing dispensaries to see if they need website done or product photography. So there's that. But 99 Designs, I finally finished that one design. I don't know if I talked about it on here, but they were it's for a yoga dog, and took forever. I thought they were gonna fuck me. I thought they were just never gonna pay me, because it would they would request a change, and I would do the change immediately, and it would take them like a week to respond. And then they were like, "Oh, we have another change." And then I'd do it really quick, and then it was a week to respond. And then I finished it, got it all done. Uh, and that's when I was starting to get the move all processed and going through, and I kind of unplugged from everything. And I took a week to get back to them. They got all bent out of shape and got the admins of the site to contact me directly. Um, and then I did. I replied and I got the files that they wanted, and then so what happens is you submit the final designs, and then you mark job complete, and then they have, I think, 10 to 18 days. I think it's 10 days. They have 10 days to either accept, or, if there's still changes that need to be done, they'll hit me up with that. But they have 10 days, and if inactive after the 10 days, the money is automatically released to me. The day before the money's supposed to be released to me, they're like, "Oh, can you make this other file format? Can you do it to PDF?" Who fucking gets shirts made from a PDF file? And I accidentally did PSD. I thought they wanted a Photoshop file for editing, or to, shift the fonts around. I don't know. And that's not what they wanted. They wanted a PDF file. But once I sent the PDF file, it was the only time out of this whole, it was like a month and a half long process of getting this simple design, which mainly done. They just like small little tweaks that mean nothing. Finally is immediately released. So I got paid for that, which is nice. A while back I had done Ari Shafir, stand-up comic, which I've done. He regularly puts out requests for people to do Photoshops for his podcast. And he got a few of us together, or he just put it out on Twitter, I think, that he wanted something for his newly renamed Storyteller show. So, that was a design that I did I don't remember how long ago, but it was probably close to a month ago. And he just recently contacted everybody that did them, and he's paying everybody. So I still have some income coming in. Going to be putting in applications for part-time work, just to get some kind of regular income while I build up clients and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's where I'm at in the desert. La Quinta, the La Quinta Cove is where I'm living now, which is it's just all residential, super like quiet residential area. No busy streets anywhere, even though my friend's like, "Oh, the street's super busy." It's like you barely see a car drive by. You can stand on that street and maybe a car will drive by every so often, but it's not a busy street. It's just, when you have a kid, everybody just gets so scared. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. It was Halloween last night, handed out some candy. It's really weird being back in the desert. It's been 15 years. 'Cause it's 13 years in San Diego, 2 years in Denver. Aside from the small gap between when I was selling my condo in San Diego, I was staying out here probably for a couple months with my friends at a different house. But I didn't really think, it was always temporary. I was living out of a suitcase. Like now I'm kind of moved in. I have most of my stuff in storage, but I kind of have the necessities, which is kind of nice. It's kind of nice forcing myself to be minimal, live more of a minimalistic lifestyle. Oh yeah, the garage does have a refrigerator, which is nice. So it's like I can have food out there. There's no like kitchenette or hot plate or anything like that. So I've really been just eating sandwiches. I've been eating stuff that you don't really need to heat up, that I can just eat out of the refrigerator. But yeah, so far so good. My big worry is I don't want to be annoying to them, because they have so much shit going on already. that I don't want to be like a pain in the ass to them. And the person that was staying there before was kind of a pain in the ass, I guess. So I'm trying not to be that person. But yeah, so that's the desert. That's early retirement, and I'm not done. So early retirement is I'm not doing the fucking day job thing anymore. Early retirement is me making money doing Photoshop, doing photography, which is what I'm doing. I was doing in Denver a little bit, just wasn't able to make enough money to support myself out there. Now where I'm at here, I have a lot more. I don't. It's the cost of living is way down. Overhead is completely gone, for the most part. So a lot less pressure. But yeah, so it's enjoyable. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird knowing that like having, aside from getting a part-time job, um, which I might just try and do like Uber Eats or something out here. Just something that, pays whatever, but I can kind of just do it when I need to do it. Um, but yeah, so I don't know. That's it. Uh, I think this went pretty well. First podcast recorded in the back of my minivan. Um, Everything seems to be working. I hope there's not a whole lot of pops in the microphone because it doesn't have a pop filter on it. But yeah, everything went smooth. So what you can do, if you do want to support me, you can go buy some of my artwork, The Many Faces, which I'm trying to get into the La Quinta Art Foundation. They have like artist profiles, which is all the artists out here, like old people that do like kind of boring art, like desert scapes and like abstract glass things that aren't just more decorative. I don't know. It's so I don't really fit in with the artists that are in the La Quinta Cove that get promoted on there, but maybe I get promoted on there. If I do, I'll share it on social media. But yeah, so you can go buy my art over at inspireddisorder.com is my website. So you can buy artwork. You can buy T-shirts. There are still, I think I'm almost sold out of some of the Diseasy shirts. And I think I may have one left in large. And then there's the Inspired Disorder podcast shirt, the Conspiracy Disorder shirt. Those are available. There's prints of the Diseasy prints are still available. Yeah, so go to inspireddisorder.com if you want to help support me and buy art at the same time. You can sign up and start trying to do more bonus content for Patreon. But if you want to donate, I just ask to donate $1. Just go donate $1 over at Patreon, patreon.com/inspireddisorder. Donate $1. There are perks if you want to donate more, although those may adjust and change just because of my overall focus. It was more podcast based. Now it's going to be more inclusive to all the different things that I'm doing. But go over there, donate $1. It's a monthly donation, so $1 a month, $12 a year. Really not going to affect anybody, but every little bit helps and helps me out. So go do that. And then also, I am starting an Amazon wish list. So if you go to inspireddisorder.com/wish, if you want to purchase stuff like equipment, or I put up Izzy's, if you know my dog Izzy, if you want to buy my dog some dog food, that would be amazing. Like, anything can help. So if you don't want to just give me money on Patreon, you don't need any artwork, all of your walls are full of amazing work, or you're just not a fan of my style of artwork, but you like the idea of like helping me out in some way, you can buy, like, I don't have just dog food on there. I have mouthwash. I have this aloe vera mouthwash that I discovered about a year ago from like the super dry. I don't know. I just enjoy it. You can get that for me if you want. Or there's like legit equipment. Like there's a Canon camera body that costs a lot, so you got to be a big baller. But it would be an upgrade from the camera that I use that only records 10 to 15 minutes. So this can I actually don't even know if this one is the Canon 80D or D80. I forget. I believe this one records more like longer format video. I'm gonna have to check on that. But go over there. I'm gonna add stuff, over time. So you can always help out by buying something on Amazon, and you can go check out the wish list over at inspireddisorder.com/wish. That'll take you over to the Amazon page. And if you're looking to set up a new cell phone service, I've used Ting for years. I bought the new iPhone at the time with no carrier, so it costs a lot more when you buy a phone this way. Or if you already have a phone and you want to get new service for the phone and pay a lot less, you can go over to inspireddisorder.com/ting. That's TING, and you can bring over your device. All the two major cell phone spectrums are supported there. So whether you have an AT&T phone, a Sprint phone, or T-Mobile, whatever, doesn't matter. Bring your phone over. You can buy a phone through them. Or if you want to just buy the new iPhone, I don't know if the newest iPhones are supported over there, but you get $25 credit. My cell phone bills are usually around $30 a month. I don't talk a lot on my phone. I do send a decent amount of texts, but data is something that I use a lot. But I love it. So Ting, how it's set up is it's tiered. So if you use a certain amount of minutes, it bumps you up to the next tier. If you don't, you stay on the lower tier. Same thing with data and text. So if you don't use it, you don't pay for it. And even when it's a heavy use day, like or month, the bills are still super cheap. So you get a $25 credit that you can use on your service, or you can use to buy a device. And that's just going through the link inspireddisorder.com/ting. And if you do it, I get a credit on my bill. So you're helping me pay my cell phone bill while you're also getting a credit. So go over there, check it out. It's inspireddisorder.com/patreon/faces/wish and /ting, TING. Those are all the different ways you can help support me. And, if you need some new cell phone service, it helps you out too. $25 credit. All right, that's it for early retirement. My name's Ray Taylor. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Ray Taylor. And that's it. Instagram, I'm kind of on Instagram more than I am Twitter. I kind of really don't give a shit about Twitter. Although I do post stuff on there, but it's just, I really want to just unfollow everybody. I unfollowed a bunch of people because I don't go to my timeline. If I'm going to post something, I'll post something. If somebody's going to interact with me, I'll see that and I'll interact with you. But I'm not looking at my timeline. I'm not looking at everybody's tweets. So, and people are already crying and whining and bitching and moaning, and it's like, oh, I don't have that number anymore. You're not following me. I'm sorry I wasn't seeing your tweets anyway. This is not the first time I've done it, and it's just Twitter. I just don't give a shit. So yeah, at Ray Taylor on those things. That's it. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to you can subscribe to this show on iTunes and on YouTube. So go do that. That's it. Thank you all for watching the first episode in the van. Ow! Peace!